What's up YouTube? It's your boy Shaggy Steve. Today we're bringing you another Interchange Loot guide, which is great if you're a new Tarkov player and looking to make some extra cash. Now on your PMC, you want a decent sized rig and backpack, and if you're level 10, these can be purchased on the flea market. Currently the BlackRock is selling for anywhere between 40 to 50,000 rubles, and it's a great rig. The Pilgrim backpack, which can be found on scavs, is selling between 30 to 40,000 rubles. If you're level 10, you got the cash, these are two great items for loot run. Once you've got these equipped, go to your character menu, select your PMC. We want to do this on Interchange during the day or night, doesn't matter. For the purpose of this guide, we're going to be doing it during the day. Insure whatever gear you want insured. I do my rig and backpack and weapon generally. Select next, ready up, and let's jump straight into this guide. Now this guide is an Emercom to Railway Exfil loot guide. We're going to hug the left hand side here and push out towards the first secret stash, checking our surroundings for other PMCs. When you do approach this rock right here, this early on in the raid, make sure you stay on your toes. PMCs sometimes do wait for people to loot this stash. Once you're done, we want to run across the road, checking our surroundings, past the ramp on our right hand side, and we want to push towards the campsite. In the campsite, we want to get this secret tin stash in the bush, positioning our PMC inside the bush for extra coverage. Once done, we're going to push over to the next ground stash, once again hiding our PMC in the bushes. Once you've completed looting this, you want to hug the left hand side, check these backpacks along the way, not super important, and push towards the next ground stash. Once again, positioning our PMC in the grass for extra coverage. We actually found an MP5 in that ground stash, which is outstanding. We then want to push up to the next ground stash, which is another tin. And by now, you should be relatively safe from PMCs. Once you've looted, you want to head towards the store signs directly in front of us and loot the last tin stash in the grass. Once you've done this little loot path, we want to head underground. This is where it gets a little bit more spicy and you do need to stay on your toes. Scavs and PMCs are a general occurrence, mostly scavs though. Once you walk inside, we want to push to our right hand side, surveying the area. Make sure you do keep an eye out for any movement, as it's generally a scav and they will scream at you. Now we want to push to the right hand side towards this van, which has a food crate. Food crates are great, you can get guns, you can get helmets, Iskra lunchboxes, you name it. It's RNG spawn, but definitely worth looting. Now we're going to push this van. There's a loot box in the side right here. And we're going to push towards the tent once looted. Now be careful, you can get a scav too. Sometimes 3 spawn this early on in the raid. As we're about to find out, there was a scav there who screamed at us. I peeked the corner hoping the scav would peek back, but he didn't. So I have to get a little bit more aggressive and push towards him. As you can see, it's definitely worth bringing a flashlight on your gun, as underground can be quite dark, and it's definitely great for illumination. We find the scav right here near the forklift, we take him out, quickly reload our guns, and then we want to push on into the tent right in front of us. Now in this tent on the table and the crate on your left hand side when you walk in, and on the table, you often find gun parts. We were unlucky in this run, but I have found up to 4 to 5 items on that table alone. We're going to check our surroundings, quickly go loot this scav, and then move on to the next part of this loot guide. ADARs are fantastic, by the way. Always pick them up. They're a great gun. Now, when running through the next part, just be careful as you are running just underground the interchange ramp, so just be careful. Check your surroundings and push towards this ute right here in the middle. And you want to loot the back of the ute as there's a weapons crate inside it. It's not locked, you don't need a key for this. Once you've completed looting this weapons crate, you want to run into the little area here on our right hand side, and you want to check these tables on the right. On the table, often weapons parts spawn, like silencers, weapon parts, sights, etc. Check that crate, and then check this food crate as well. Now there's 2 more weapons crates in this area, one on the left hand side, which we're walking towards right now, just behind the trailer over here. Now you will hear people run down those escalators, so just stay on your toes. Loot this weapons crate. Try and be as quiet as you can, because people upstairs can hear you walking around. But they generally won't come down unless they're bored. Once you've done the first weapons crate, we want to push over to the other side and we want to loot the last weapons crate. I got lucky in that last crate and got a new sight, so to save an extra slot, I'll put one sight on my ADAR and I'll put the new sight here on my AK. Now, pushing towards the next weapons crate, this is going to be the last item we loot in this area. So we're going to loot it up real quick. I actually thought I heard a footstep then, that's why I started in between. And then we're going to push out of this area, checking our left-hand side for players, as often PMCs do come from inside and come straight to this area to loot as well. For this run, we were lucky no one was down here. We're going to push to the next 2 tents. Again, checking our left and right for other players. Quite often, players do come down and loot these areas also. Inside here, we want to check the table, check the box, and check the ground next to the box. And then we want to select this weapons crate. Try and crouch in the corner, as you are a little bit hidden there if people do run down. Now check this table, as well as inside this tent. There's another table. There's also another crate and another weapons crate. Again, crouch down, loot it up, and then we want to push on to the last part of this underground car park. On the left-hand side here, scavs do waltz around, so just make sure you keep your eyes peeled. In the next section, you do need to be careful, as you're about to see we run across a couple of scavs. We take this scav out with 2 bullets, bang, bang. And then there's another scav in the distance. I thought I took him out, but I wasn't quite sure, so I pushed up, and sure enough, there he was hidden behind the cover there. We take him out, and we quickly reload our weapon. Now, I made a lot of noise then, so I was very, very aware of my surroundings. We quickly loot this scav, and we're lucky we got a really good rig off this scav. Again, the best part about this run is not only do you get loot locations to loot, you also get to kill scavs, which you can get valuable items from. Now, we want to push over to these next 2 tents. The first tent is kind of pointless. There's nothing in there. But the second tent has a table and another weapons crate. So check the table. There's often parts and bullets on there. And then check the weapons crate in the back corner. Again, crouch down. We found another SKS, which is fantastic. So a little bit of Tetris to get this to fit into my backpacks. And what we're going to do lastly is run over to that scav that we killed. And then we're going to get out of this underground car park. Now for this run underground is pretty much done. As you can see, our backpacks are chock-a-block full of loot. And this is a really good 20-minute run if you're looking to make money. We're going to crouch down, loot this scav real quick, and then we're going to push outside. Now when outside, I do go around the outside here just to give my body some cover. You don't need to do this. You can push to the next stash location, but to be conservative, I run the outside like so, hugging the walls, using the ground, and then going to this secret stash tin in the grass. This is often looted, but we were lucky in this run, it wasn't looted. You can go towards the go-karts and loot the middle. I didn't see the point of it as my backpacks were chock-a-block. We're going to run to the underground bridge stash location, which wasn't looted either, which I was very surprised in. And then when you're done looting, you want to push for the extract. Again, be careful. Make sure you're checking your surroundings. And on Interchange, there's often extract campers. So just make sure you are staying on your toes and prepared to fight. And just like that, guys, we're done. Emercom to Railway Exfil loot guide. Very successful. We only got about 2,000 experience, but we did this run in 20 minutes. Got a couple of scav kills. And as you'll see in my stash, just over 400k in rubles. I hope you like this guide. If you've got any other comments, any questions, put them down in the comment section. Peace out, guys.